Welcome to Roadfly TV, your latest automotive fix from roadfly.com.
Hi, I'm Ross Rappaport with roadfly.com, your host for this edition of Roadfly TV. Today we've got the LR3, the mid-level offering from Land Rover. In 2005, the LR3 replaced the Discovery, which was a stellar off-road vehicle with few other virtues. This car shares no parts with its predecessor, and Land Rover promises an entirely different animal. Let's find out, shall we? The interior is quite handsome, in keeping with the car's mission to provide a luxurious and comfortable atmosphere in which to travel through the ugliest of conditions. True to British car-making traditions, the leather is sumptuous, and there are tons of little design quirks that will either entertain or infuriate. But there are some very cool features, starting with the big expanse of glass the LR3 brings to the table. The Discovery was famous for its large greenhouse, and this car does a good job of upstaging its predecessor, with 3 sunroofs, one for each row, and a tilt and slide function for the one over the driver's seat. There's cool stuff everywhere in this car, and I probably haven't even found most of it. One thing that stands out, though, is the independent audio controls, including headphone jack, in every outboard seating position in the second and third row. However, the coolest feature, and I mean that literally, is this center armrest that doubles as a refrigerator. Unlike most cool boxes, which are just ventilated compartments, this is the real deal. The LR3 has an air suspension which can be adjusted with this little switch here on the center console. Hardcore off-roaders might be skeptical of systems like this since they are usually inferior to the traditional solid beam axle. So Land Rover decided to make this car behave like a car with a solid beam axle, with one wheel dropping as the other rises when crawling over seriously uneven terrain. The car's computers can also sense when the actual chassis is touching the ground, and will compensate by giving the driver an extra inch of ground clearance. I called the LR3 an off-road heavyweight, and that's exactly what it is. This car weighs almost 6,000 pounds, and you can feel that in every maneuver. Crawling along a trail, for example, at low speeds, you might not notice it as much, but once you hit the paved road at higher speeds, the heavy weight and the brick-like aerodynamic profile really hamper the LR3's dynamics. Those two factors will combine to foster a close relationship between LR3 owners and their neighborhood gas station attendants. The EPA rating for the LR3 is 12 city and 18 highway, and on top of that it takes premium fuel for its 300 horsepower Jaguar V8. This is truly a car for the well-heeled buyer, not the cost-conscious one. And that's the real story here. The LR3's faults are only apparent if you use it for something outside of its intended purpose. It would actually be a waste to confine this car to paved roads and shopping malls. It's not a status symbol, and it's not a Sweet 16 present. It's a hardcore tool for off-roading, and if that's not what you're after, then you won't understand what makes this such a special car.
Roadfly.com, the internet's best resource for buyers, sellers, and owners like you.